So you want to buy a home or an investment property. However, you're not very familiar with what the steps are or even how the process works. Well, you're not alone, because the vast majority of home buyers actually go into the process without being very familiar with what the steps are. And that actually makes the process a lot more difficult and more uncomfortable, because without the necessary knowledge, you might just kind of be up in the air and not understand what's actually going on. Well, today, my goal is to explain to you guys each and every single one of the steps in order so you are much more familiar with the process, and once you're actually ready to pull the trigger, you'll feel much more confident, comfortable, and you're going to have a much greater experience because you're going to be aware of what's going on. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So as I have touched on in previous videos, step number one should always be getting pre-approved. If you don't know how much you qualify for, and if you don't know how much the bank is willing to lend you, then you're not going to know what homes to target. So it's always important, whether you're working with a realtor or by yourself, it's absolutely important and a must to have a pre-approval letter and to know exactly how much you're able to afford in terms of home. Because at the end of the day, guys, keep in mind that if you make an offer on a property without a pre-approval letter, unless you are buying fully cash out of pocket with your own money, no seller is going to take you seriously, and they're almost always going to reject your offer. So do yourself a favor, get pre-approved, and then you're able to target the homes, which leads me right into step number two, which is connecting with a realtor. I know a lot of people think they can do the whole process on their own without the help of a realtor, but keep in mind, real estate professionals, the good ones, have been doing this for many years, so they are absolute experts on the neighborhoods, on what the zoning ordinances may be, the flood zones, and all the amenities belonging to the area, and you know how far or how close everything is to that specific area. They'll be able to tell you how much rents go for in that area, how good the area is to live in, you know, because they are experts and that's what they focus on. And also keep in mind that especially here in Florida, the real estate commission is always paid by the seller, or in 99% of cases, it's paid by the seller. So technically speaking, as the buyer, you're not even going to have to pay for those services. The seller covers those closing costs. So at the end of the day, you're getting all this help and all this expertise if you are careful connecting with a great realtor that actually knows the market and knows how to, you know, work efficiently and properly to your favor. Not to mention that they also have great negotiation skills, since they are salespeople, and you know they do this on a daily, so they'll be able to negotiate in your best interest. So keep in mind, connecting with a realtor is truly important, and you know, if you find the right person, always keep them close to you, because they will be able to give you the best deal, almost, if not always. So step number three, guys, is after you have scheduled showings on these properties with your realtor, it's important to actually make offers on the top properties that you liked. So pick between 2 and 3 properties that you really liked and put offers on each and every single one of them. And then after you get an offer accepted and you like the property, then you're able to write a contract. Well, actually your realtor will write a contract with the seller's realtor, and you're going to be able to put this home under contract, because keep in mind that you're not able to actually get the mortgage until the home is under contract. So this step is truly important, and it's also crucial to not waste too much time looking at maybe 50 properties, because it's time consuming and you might be losing hope also trying to find the ideal property, when in reality, if you are able to focus on 5 to 10 properties and really target those, and you know, when you go to the showings, actually see them really carefully and you know, try to analyze which one is best for your own scenario, for your family, and for yourself, how close it may be to your job, and how close it is to other amenities that you may value and your family may value. That's also incredibly important. So rather than focusing on going and seeing every single property that's on the market, focus on the ones that are potential fits for you, and actually take a look at those and put one of those homes under contract. Which leads me to step number 4, which is actually obtaining financing. So after, you know, all disclosures have been signed and the mortgage loan originator you'll be working with is preparing your loan, the appraisal will take place, the inspection will take place, and many other conditions you're gonna have to meet with the bank, showing your taxes, bank statements, etc. Because keep in mind, the pre-approval just means that based off of your debt, your income, your credit, you're able to qualify. However, after the home is under contract is when the actual analysis of your situation and of your financial situation is being observed closely by the bank to determine whether you are 100% going to obtain the financing to ultimately own the property that you are targeting and that you have under contract. So keep in mind, during the financing aspect, on the financing stage, when the originator is working on your mortgage to get it funded, you're going to have to meet those conditions and do some explanation. Maybe if you have changed jobs in the past very frequently, or for other conditions that the underwriter at the bank may determine that need to be explained. So keep in mind that there might be a good amount of paperwork that you need to do, even though it's not really difficult at all. However, it may be a little bit tedious. So just keep that in mind going into it, because no matter what bank you work with, it's always going to be the case. No bank is going to lend you money without actually taking a look at your financial situation, carefully, because nobody is in here to lose money. Everybody's trying to safeguard their interests. So you need to be aware of that and make the process as easy as possible for yourself as well. After all of this is done, the appraisal comes back perfect, the inspection is fine. You work on getting the best insurance for yourself that covers your needs, and the mortgage has actually been approved by the underwriting team. It's finally good news, guys, because we're moving on to step number 5, which is actually the closing. In here, all paperwork will be signed between the seller and the buyer in order to make everything official and transfer the title from the seller to the buyer. And this is when the funds will be disbursed and the seller will be paid, the mortgage will kick in, and the buyer will be able to actually get the keys to their new home. So this is the good news. Or if you're an investor, you're finally able to own your investment property and move on to meet your goals. So this is the final step, the happiest step for most people, because this is where everybody's goals are met, and everybody's able to move on with satisfaction because they were able to achieve the target that they set. So these are the 5 main steps that you will encounter in the home buying process. If you're now aware of these, you are ahead of the vast majority of home buyers, because most people does not know this, and it's okay, because not everybody's a real estate professional or a mortgage professional. So we're not taught this stuff in school or even on YouTube and these platforms. Not most people is actually out there to teach you these things and look out for your best interest. However, now you have this information, you have this knowledge, so you're gonna be 100% ready to pull the trigger, and if your financial situation obviously allows it, and to have a pretty good experience, because you know exactly what to expect and you're aware of how the process works step by step. Guys, it was an absolute pleasure to have you back. Just comment down below if you already knew the process somewhat, or if you're very familiar with it. And comment down also other video ideas that you may have for me. I truly appreciate all the feedback, and I will be taking a look at your comments. So seriously, comment down below and share the video, like it, and thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, guys, take care.